JJ3K here, and it seems like sports cards or sports memorabilia has become very popular again, or maybe I just noticed it again. Um, but it got me thinking about, the fact that I used to be a pretty avid collector of basketball cards way back in the day, like late 80s or early 90s, or I guess early to mid 90s probably be the best representation of the time I collected. Um, I actually have this kind of time capsule here. Those are fake Grant Hill signatures on the box because I was a huge fan of Grant Hill, and I don't know. Just I was a kid, so I practiced his autograph. But I collected these and held on to them for 25 plus years. Oh gosh, in some cases 30 years. Because I thought they were going to be worth a whole lot of money. By the time I'd get to the age that I currently am. Um, but not so much. And it had a lot to do with the fact that they just printed way too many, and there were just hundreds of thousands, millions of kids just like myself that also collected, and hung on to them, and here we are in 2021, and a majority of them are not worth much or anything. And the ones that are worth something, they're worth more when they're graded, and of course, tens get all the money, and even in those circumstances, they're still not worth a whole lot. And I suffice it to say that I don't have any like PSA 10s, in my collection because I've had them for 30 years. But I'm gonna go ahead and open the time capsule here. I'm not gonna say that I haven't looked through it. I have, but everything that's in plastic or not in plastic, that's going back to the time that it was originally put in a sleeve or a card holder or whatever you want to call it. There's also some rarities, or you would think because they're rare, they're worth something. But once again, going back to the fact that this is really before a lot of insert sets. Sets with much more limited runs. That's all the craze right now. Like 1 of 99, 1 of 5, 1 of 1. Not so much. Not so much before maybe the mid late 90s. Because I have noticed that starting around 94, 95, there were some insert sets, but not the jersey and autographed sets and the things that they do now, or cards and that they do now. I do have a couple of these. They're actually calling cards. Kids back in the days, we didn't have cell phones. Some cases we had pagers, and payphones were abundant. So as a convenience, rather than, especially if you're calling long distance, instead of, pumping a bunch of quarters into a payphone, you could buy prepaid calling cards, which, these are worth $2. And basically you call a number, enter a code, and you have $2 worth of talking time. I use these, in the mid-late 90s. If I had a pager, it was convenient because they fit in the wallet, and you didn't always have change. Sometimes it made it, easier to call from a payphone when that was a thing. The two players here, I believe it was Classic, a brand that did college cards that made these. These were some kind of insert with card packs, to my recollection. They actually expire 6/30/95. That's in that general direction. So yeah, that's almost 20 26 years ago that they expired, so I would say these maybe came out in 94, 93 possibly. I never did scratch off the code on the back because, once again, I thought these would be worth something, you know, when I'm the age I currently am. But alas, they're not. Not even good players either. Well, I mean, no disrespect, just not to my recollection. Neither of these players are Hall of Famers now. Jalen Rose, have heard of him, had a decent NBA career, and Yinka Dare, also another player I heard of, but to my knowledge didn't have a Hall of Fame career. But these two are kind of interesting. I'll go ahead and pull out some of the ones that I had in plastic, at least a couple, so that I don't want to make the video super long, and plus, you know, I have a lot of these cards, so I could do a lot of videos. Yeah, and once again, these are ones that I put in plastic, you know, at the time they were new, so in some cases, you know, what I thought was going to happen to the player, you know, didn't end up happening, or because it's a rookie, I just felt just in case I should keep the rookie in plastic in case they did become a Hall of Famer. First one, this is a 94, 95 Fleer Ultra, the last year I ever collected cards. It's Eric Montross, and it's his rookie, and it's not worth much. This one is actually pretty decent. Dikembe Mutombo. This is his rookie. It seems to be in very, very good shape. It's been in this plastic sleeve since 91, 92, so 91. So that one, I'm glad I left it in plastic because that may be something someday. This is a Skybox. This was their inaugural year that they made cards, the first year they made cards. And this is a Derek Coleman, kind of like lottery draft pick. What I would say like a true rookie. Good shape, glad I kept it in plastic, but still probably not worth much. Alonzo Mourning, great player. I don't keep up with basketball as much as I used to. I assume he's a Hall of Famer, or if he hasn't been voted in yet, he should be. I think he was good enough. This is his 92, 93 rookie. Decent shape. I'm glad I held on to it. Then Larry Johnson, rookie. Glad I kept it in plastic. I don't know if anybody is old enough to remember the Grandmama commercials he did, where it was basically just him dressed up as an old lady, you know, ducking and fun stuff like that. Once again, another one I'm glad I hung on to and put in plastic. There's just so much stuff in here. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video right now. I'll upload more in the near future. I do have some really interesting things in here. Some mail-in sets. You know, some other rookies. You know, in my opinion, some stuff pertaining to the true GOAT, Michael Jordan. You know, this is the era I grew up in as far as basketball. So, you know, your Larry Birds, your Magic Johnsons, Isaiah Thomas, Sean Kemp, you know, a lot of stuff like that. You know, David Robinson, and some of the players I previously mentioned. But a lot more stuff. Once again, some random insert cards when they started being a thing around the mid '90s. Do have a binder full of good stuff too. So I'm gonna start a new playlist, and it's gonna be related to basketball cards. You know, rock on.